And good morning. I'm not going to do what I did yesterday and wait another whole hour and 11 minutes to start. I got out of bed about the same time as I did yesterday, about 2:30. Not exactly 2:30, but right in the ballpark there. Anyway, I'm starting today at 3:33 instead of 4:44 with a title, One More Month Till the Apocalypse. No, I do not believe the world will come to an end. But I do believe there is a high probability of something significant happening, hopefully by the end of the year. In the meantime, I watched the program produced by British illusionist Darren Brown yesterday, the episode entitled Apocalypse. I thought it was very well done, and we'll talk about that in today's video. We will also talk about it tonight in our discussion here at the Mary Horgan Center. Here's the link to that video playlist. Indeed, when my friend Steve Hart sent me the link to the video and recommended it to me, and I get recommended lots of videos and I don't get to watch them all, and every once in a while I start watching one and I see that it's something that's fairly long. This one was in 7 parts and it was a playlist, which makes it a heck of a lot easier than when you have to try to search for the next part of it. But anyway, I didn't intend to watch the whole thing, but I thought, well, since my friend Steve recommended it, and he's somebody that I know personally, I said, well, let me give it a shot. And I couldn't stop until I had watched the entire 2 episodes of this Apocalypse video, in which he takes an unsuspecting individual with the help of his family and friends and does some mind control and creates a scenario all done with actors that the world, as he knew it, came to an end when meteors hit and caused infectious diseases on the population in Great Britain and England. And he was one of the ones that was not infected. And his name, of course, I believe was Steve in the movie. And anyway, he was very selfish. He told his mother he loved her. He still lived at home. He was 21, almost 22 years old when the video was shot. In fact, it all happened the day before his birthday. And it ended with a surprise birthday party after the whole episode had been created. But he was absolutely convinced, in the video anyway, and I'm taking it at face value that this person did not know that he was being set up. I'm taking that at face value, that that's the truth, and it wasn't all just, the whole thing wasn't all just done by actors, including Steve's role. But in any case, Steve was transformed by the realization that his world, as he knew it, had ended. Or at least he was convinced in his mind that this was the case. And again, Darren Brown is an illusionist. I initially put filmmaker, and then I looked him up online. I Googled his name and came up with the fact that he's an illusionist, mentalist, hypnotist, painter, writer, and skeptic, according to Wikipedia. He does mind tricks, but he's not a psychic. He doesn't claim to be a psychic or a medium, and he debunks those things, which I don't do, of course. But in any case, I thought the video was well done, and I don't care. As some people say, he's an Illuminati person. I don't care. The whole purpose of the video, from my perspective, was to give us an object lesson in what is really important in life. And what was really important was love and courage and, well, the same things that the Wizard of Oz, the strength, the courage, the heart to live life more fully. Steve, prior to this mind control thing where his cell phone and his computer and everything else was hacked to show him, to present him with a reality that was totally fake, totally fiction, and yet it was a reality that looked real and felt real. And it brought out the hidden qualities of strength and courage and compassion in him. It was well done, and I highly recommend it, which is why I'm putting the link even in the YouTube blurb. It was already posted on Facebook yesterday, and shared, and some people watched it. And my nose itches. Anyway, it really gave me pause, and at different times brought tears to my eyes because of the reality of the emotion that was there. The reality of dealing with real life issues and determining what is really important. It changed his life. Anyway, the other thing that I want to bring out is that this whole scenario may be an illusion on all of us in the collective consciousness. Mr. Brown did it with one person. If he is Illuminati, the Illuminati have been doing it with the whole human race, virtually the entire culture that's connected to modern society through the internet, through television and radio and mass media and our education system and our governments and everything else. It's all an illusion. He's an illusionist, remember? It's all an illusion. And I found that fascinating too. This apocalypse thing, apocalypse, by the way, means revelation. It doesn't mean end of the world. It doesn't mean cataclysm. We've changed the meaning to mean that in many instances. That's what the media wants us to think, that it's the end of the world. But it is, as the movie indicated, it is a revelation to us of what's really important. And I don't know what's going to happen between now and December 21st, the reputed day of the end of the world, or the end of the age, or the end of the Mayan calendar, the end of the timeline that our leaders, so-called, our controllers, would-be controllers, have tried to get psychics and mediums to look into what's going to happen, to predict the future. And I've heard it reported time and again that they can't see beyond December 21st, 2012. That's 1 month from now. They can't see beyond that point. What's going to happen between now and then, I don't know. Will it be 3 days of darkness? Will it be the stopping of, basically, of mass media for a few days because of a sun flare or something like that? Will it be some type of first contact with extraterrestrial civilizations that is mind-boggling and universally known? When I say universally, I mean globally known, that it can't be hidden anymore. I don't know. Project Blue Book? I don't know. There's all sorts of scenarios out there. But the video, or the episode, the 2 episodes called Apocalypse by Mr. Brown, pointed out what's really important. that we do have strength, that we must have courage. Somebody challenged me yesterday, what have I risked? Like I have to answer to this person. He doesn't believe in conspiracies. He believes he lives without fear. He doesn't, but he believes he does. Nobody on this planet that is part of the human race has conquered fear. Nobody. Because it's part of the collective consciousness. And until we've all conquered it, nobody has completely conquered it. We only hold attitudes toward it. And we deal with it in different ways. I choose to embrace all emotions and don't consider any of them negative. I'm not in this idea of spiritual growth by elimination. For me, it's always been spiritual growth by integration, by inclusion. I include everything, and I push nothing away. I accept it. That doesn't mean I succumb to it. It doesn't mean that I bow down to the powers that want to have control over me. I stand courageously in my truth, and I declare what I do every day. I declare my position every day. I'm sometimes wrong. I don't always have it right, in other words, and I know that, and I admit that. I don't always feel like creating videos. I know that. There are some days I haven't a clue, even just a short while before I do my video, what I'm going to talk about. I haven't a clue. There's no apparent inspiration, and yet I do it anyway. What have I risked? Well, I was arrested earlier this year, unjustly. I was supposed to go to court today. The second time now they've delayed the court date. I didn't know that till late afternoon yesterday. I don't have to go to court today. They're going to do a continuance for another reason. I don't know what the first reason was. The judge sent me a letter and said I'm changing the date from November 9th till November 21st. And it was the prosecutor who notified me yesterday and sent me an email confirming it, that I don't have to show up in court today, as was originally scheduled. But I stand for justice. I stand for truth. I'm learning that I stand for love. Just as Steve learned what's important, everything in our life is designed to get us to the point where we recognize what's really important, what's really valuable. What are your priorities? Most of us have been selfish, like Steve was, just taking life one day at a time and letting everything happen and not taking the bull by the horns and moving forward to what's really important to us, because we don't even know what's important to us, most of us. That's the collective consciousness of the human race that has been put in this trance and sold this bill of goods that there's lack. And it's all been a conspiracy. I don't care if Dominic doesn't believe in conspiracies. He thinks he's somehow a spiritual giant because he doesn't believe in conspiracies, that puts him on a spiritual pedestal of some sort. I don't buy that. In fact, I believe that people that don't believe in conspiracies are idiots, quite frankly, that they're not paying attention to the world that we're living in, that they don't realize how delusional it is. And the whole idea that we could be connected from God, who is life, who is the cosmos, who is the universe, who is the creator and the evolver of all that is. How could we be separate from a deity that is everywhere present and omnipotent and omniscient? How? Impossible. Now, it was interesting that the prosecutor used the phrase God willing, and he laughed at himself. He says, and I don't even believe in God. But he used that expression. I don't know if it was God willing. What did he say? He said some common phrase. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was God willing, but I somehow think that it was more than two words. In any case, we don't know how things are going to play out. We don't know. But what is important? It's important that we recognize the gifts and the talents and abilities that are within us, as Steve did in that movie, in that video. It's important that we tell our friends and family that we love them. It's important that we have courage to stand up for those who would try to sap our strength and get us to compromise who we are. The problem is, of course, most of us don't even know who we are. Has it been a conspiracy? Yes, but we've been part of it. It's all done by actors, as the video showed. Everybody in the video was an actor, supposedly except the one that didn't know. He was being caught up in a drama that had been created around him. Well, the human race is that actor that doesn't know it's been caught up in a drama that is unfolding, and we're experiencing it. And it's all actors. Each of us playing a role. Each of us. Now tonight we're going to be discussing what has already happened, what we expect to happen, and I was told yesterday by Tony Agaglia, who is going to be co-leading the discussion tonight, that Steve Hart is going to come and videotape it. So maybe we will actually be able to produce a video that will be put up on YouTube that will show some of the discussion. I'm not sure that that's going to happen because it hasn't happened yet, and we'll see. But I thank you for listening, and don't sweat it. The world isn't going to come to an end, but perhaps the way we see the world will. Namaste.